Hi, this is Mrs. Clark. We're going to be talking about annotating today. We've talked about it a little bit up till now, but we're going to be putting these notes into our interactive notebook using the acronym RRA. And so at the top here, we have RRA, read, reread, and annotate. So written out each direction here for you. 1, read the problem. 2, reread the problem and underline important words. And 3, above the words you underline, write a definition, formula, or picture. So we're going to go through these different directions that could be written on your paper, and we're going to practice annotating each one as we go through. So we'll do these 3 steps: reread, 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 and annotate with each one, so that as you're reading directions, you can be doing this on your paper. I expect that you will be doing this on your papers. It actually will fall into criterion C for us as well for communication. So you're showing words that you see that are vocab, that you're recognizing that are vocab words. You're also writing things down that are going to help you remember what that word means or something that might be useful for you when doing a problem. So looking at the first one, first we're going to read it. Write the slope-intercept form of the equation of each line given the slope and y-intercept. So I heard a lot of vocab in there. So I'm going to reread it again and underline vocabulary words that I recognize. Write the slope-intercept form, so I'm going to underline that, of the equation of each line given the slope, there's another word, and the y-intercept. So I'm going to look at each of my underlined words, and I want to write down something, a definition, a formula, or a picture, something that's going to help me. So slope-intercept form, if I need to remember what that is, I can look it up in my notebook, but if I have done that already, I might remember that it's y equals mx plus b. And so they're asking me to write that, so I know my answer is going to be in that form. So you might want to start doing something at the bottom of your workspace like this, y equals blank x plus blank, so you remember to give your answer in this form. You could even write the word answer next to it if you wanted. Okay, so slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. The next word I underlined is slope. There's a bunch of things I could write for slope. Since I'm looking at y equals mx plus b, I remember that m is the slope, so I might want to put an m here, just to remind me that's part of what I need for the slope-intercept form. And then y-intercept is the b part of that form, so I'm going to put a b underneath my y-intercept, so I remember that that's b. Okay, so we're not actually doing a problem here, we're just annotating. So make sure those things are written down on your paper. We'll do the other 3 examples and you'll glue them in your notebook. So second set of directions. Write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line through the given point with the given slope. So now I'm going to reread again and underline. Write the slope-intercept form, there's that word again, or that phrase, of the equation of the line through the given point with the given slope. So 3 things to underline there. So again, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, so I'm going to write that in there. A point I know comes in the form xy, so I'm going to write that to remind myself. The x is the first number and y is the second number. And slope is m, so I'm going to put an m with slope. And I want to write the action verb is write the slope-intercept form. So again, I might write over here that my answer should be in this form, y equals blank x plus blank. Okay, so I remember I'm not done until I've written it that way. That way it'll kind of keep me from doing part of the problem and not actually finishing what the whole thing is asking. All right, third one. Write the equation. So again, we're writing an equation. Just going to box that in so remember we have to actually write an equation at the end. Of the line that has a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of 6 in slope-intercept form. So again, I see slope-intercept form. Let me underline that. Write the equation of the line that has a slope of 3, there's another vocab word, a y-intercept of 6, in slope-intercept form. So slope is m, and it's the slope of 3, so I'm going to put m equals 3. Y-intercept of 6, that's b, I'm going to put b equals 6. And then slope-intercept form I know is y equals mx plus b. So my answer will be in the form y equals blank x plus blank. So now depending on what information I have might depend if I'm able to just write this right away. I might have to do some work to get this. So it might be a long process or a short process depending on the question. But if you notice so far, all of these questions have asked for the same kind of answer. All of them are getting an answer of an equation in slope-intercept form. All right, last one. Write the equation of the line that goes through 1, 2, and has a slope of 4 in slope-intercept form. Write the equation of the line that goes through 1, 2. 1, 2 is a point, so I'm going to underline that, and underneath it I'm going to write x, y. Some people like to write their x, y over it. That works too. I don't have as much room here. And has a slope of 4, so underline that. Slope is m equals 4. In slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So I know my answer will be in that same form again. Y equals something x plus something. Okay, so we have 4 different sets of directions, all written differently. Words in different orders, using different words. But all of them are asking for the same thing, an equation in slope-intercept form. The first one, they're going to give me a slope and a y-intercept. So that might be a short one because the slope is m, the y-intercept is b. Those are the numbers that are just going to go in these blanks here. So I probably don't have to do much work except for figure out what the slope is and the y-intercept depending on what they give me. So it might be a table, it might be a graph where I have to find the slope and find the y-intercept and then just insert the numbers where they go. This next one, they're giving me a point and they're giving me a slope. So I have to figure out how do I know that. So if they're giving me a certain point and giving me a certain slope, we have in our notebook a page on how to find the y slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b, from a point and a slope. So we would look those up, follow that procedure. It's a little bit longer. For this one, they're giving me a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of 6. They're giving me the 2 things that I need to fill in the 2 blanks. It's going to be a very short process. And when I come to the last one, they're giving me a point and they're giving me a slope and they're asking me to fill it in here. So slope will go right in here, but this point is not going to be my b, so I'm going to need to figure out what b is. So this last set of directions is the same exact thing as this second set of directions. You're given a point, you're given a slope. They're just written in different order with different words. This one has the actual numbers written right into the directions. This one would probably have underneath, it would say slope is whatever and y-intercept is whatever, or a point is whatever. So you have to read the directions, see if there's any information in the directions, and read them. Even if they're in a different order, we still got to look for what it is we're being asked to do. So I boxed the word write, just so I'd remember I have to actually write an equation. It's up to you if that's helpful or not, but all of them were asking me to write y equals mx plus b, write y equals mx plus b, write the equation blah, 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 blah in y equals mx plus b, write the equation blah, 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 blah in y equals mx plus b. So I may have to look to the end of the sentence in order to find what it is how I'm actually being asked to write it. All right, so go ahead and glue this in your notebook. It's going to go right after that orange one with the 3 doors. So that's going to be page 45, and we're going to title it Read, Reread, Annotate, or RRA. Fill that in your table of contents and go ahead and get that glued in. So again, here's your title, Read, Reread, Annotate, page 45 in your notebook. Thanks for watching.